Hello and welcome to Voice of Fire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be asking Spirit about what you need to release and why you need to release this. When I'm talking about releasing things, I'm talking about you releasing things like, for example, negative thought patterns, limiting beliefs, a possible dynamic or an aspect of a relationship with somebody else. It could be to do with particular perceptions or attitudes, things like that, things that are holding you back from reaching your full potential. So I'll start off the reading by just exploring what this thing that you need to release is, and then I will be exploring why it is so important for you to release this, and then I'll be asking Spirit how you can release this. So anything energetically you can do, anything practical you can do as well. And then I'll be finishing off the reading by asking what are the benefits of you actually doing this? How is it going to benefit you? Okay. And also, as always, I will be using oracle cards to give a bit more information or a new angle or something like that for each question as well. All right, so it will be quite a detailed reading as usual. So as usual, there will be 4 groups to choose from. You can choose one group, and you can choose more. It doesn't really matter. Just use your intuition to select which group or groups most resonate with you. So there will be 4 groups. So if you choose the first group, you will be selecting the Citrine crystal. Okay. If you choose the second group, it will be the Auralite, or some people call it the Auralite 23, I think it is. If you select the third crystal, it will be the Aquamarine. And if you select the fourth crystal, it will be the Spirit Quartz. Okay. So really take your time, really tune into your intuition and decide which group or groups most resonate with you. Please remember, these are general readings, so just take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Okay. Lovely. So take your time, pause the video if necessary, and I will see you at your reading. Goodbye. Hello, Group 1, and welcome to your reading. This will be about what you need to release and why. And you chose the lovely citrine crystal for this reading. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so Spirit, please can you give me information about people in Group 1, please? Especially what they need to release and why, please. What do they need to release and why? People in Group 1. What they need to release and why? Okay, we have the 5 of Wands and we have the 7 of Swords. Now, what I'm getting instantly here, what I'm feeling is possibly conflicting energies within yourself, and also conflicts of energy with other people. So it can either go 2 ways. I'm either getting a sense that you may be really, really competitive and it's making you feel really, really isolated. It's absolutely fine to feel competitive. I feel for some of you it might be that. And for some of you, it might be the fact that it's like you're kind of shying away from competition. You're not putting yourself out there in terms of kind of facing up to what you are able to provide in the world. You have a place in the world, and you are able to, you're able to give a lot to the world around you. But for some reason, you're afraid to go out there because you're seeing things as a challenge. There's some sort of fear around it, of putting yourself out there because of the competition. It feels like a lot of energy, a lot of firepower that you'd have to use. I'm talking metaphorically. You feel kind of exposed, and the result, either way, will be the reason why you need to get, you need to release this is that this 7 of Swords here. It's like you are always on the peripheries. This sort of energy is always making you on the peripheries. And when I say the peripheries, it's like you're always on the edge of what's going on. You're hiding, you're sort of hiding in the shadows, in the unseen. Um, you, you sort of like, yeah, running on the edges really. It's like, on stage, on the theatre, in a play. It's like somebody who gets stage fright and they don't want to get on the stage. They don't want to face the audience. Instead, they're sort of hiding in the wings, It's like that kind of stage fright I'm getting here with you. Okay. So I'm going to get some clarifiers for this. Okay. So Spirit, please can you clarify the Five of Wands and the Seven of Swords, please? Okay. Yeah, so for the Five of Wands, I definitely think it's more pertaining to you not wanting to go out there and expose yourself, because we have the Fool here. Yeah, the Fool is to do with connection to source, connection to the divine, connection to spirit. But this person here, this Fool card, the person depicted, he's not actually worried about other people or about what other people think of him. He's just going out there. He's ready to face whatever's coming to him with an open heart. As you can see, his body language, his arms are wide open. He's ready to receive. He's ready to face anything, as opposed to being really kind of worrying and sort of scuttling around, sort of hiding from competition, sort of hiding yourself, hiding your potential, which I feel is what you need to release at the moment. And to clarify the Seven of Swords, we have the Ten of Wands. Okay, yeah, I feel like you've got all this passion, everything, but it's like all this energy as well, but you can't release it. And what's happening? Because it's like you haven't got a creative outlet to actually use this energy. Whether that can be, put it into a certain job where you have to be in a situation where you have to actually go for an interview, compete with others. Could be, playing a particular sport that if you feel that you're really good at that, a particular hobby, a particular pursuit, just something that you love to do. It could be anything. It could be starting a business. It could be anything at all that is requiring you to actually go out there and use your energy in the world. Basically, there's other people who are talented as well. There's some sort of fear holding you back, and what that's doing, you're actually building up all these wands, all this energy that you can't use. It's like it's starting to break your back, if you know what I mean. You're carrying it all. You don't know what to do with it. You don't know where to place it. And it's like this person here, he's carrying all these swords. So it's causing, to me, it's causing you quite a lot of mental difficulty. It's like you're hiding away. You've got all this energy, you want to put it out there, but it's just wearing you down. It's like a fear I'm getting, a fear of actually going out there and projecting your energy out into the world and just being like the Fool, basically. Not worrying what other people think, just going with the flow and taking each day that comes. Yes, it's really, really good to plan and to be strategic. Strategy is one good aspect of the Fool card. It's a very positive aspect of the Fool card. But also, if it goes too much without any spontaneity, anything like that, it can actually start to wear you down, especially if you've got a lot of creative energy that you want to actually put out there and disseminate across everything. So that's really interesting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull some oracles just to get a bit of clarity about this. So I'm going to use this deck first. So this is lovely Black Moon Astrology that I've used quite a few times on previous readings. Okay, so that's one, and we have that one. Okay, what is it you need to release? We have Jupiter, abundance. Yeah, remember what I said, there's a lot of firepower. Jupiter is also, associated with the, with lightning, with that kind of that kind of power, as well as abundance, as well as expansion. And what's happening is you're sort of scuttling around tiding where you're trying to expand and everything's building up. All the power's building up, but you're not releasing it out into the world when it's meant to be released. Okay? And it's like, yeah, they're actually saying release your power. They want you to release your power. You're meant to release your power out into the world. You're not meant to keep it to yourself. You have a massive role to play. Really creative. Really, there's a lot of energy and fire that you need to bring out, basically. So please, what Spirit is saying, please release it. Wow. And the reason why you need to do this, we have here second house owning. So, for some of you, you might not feel, you might be financially okay, but you're just feeling there's like another step you can take where you can really feel financially prosperous, but also financially prosperous in the way that you were in charge of what you're doing, that you're doing something that you really enjoy, that is bringing you that abundance that you really want and that you really deserve. Okay, you won't feel like, you won't. This is it's similar to kind of it's not as bad as the Five of Pentacles, but it's similar to that kind of mentality that you're just surviving day by day. You're carrying all these wands, you don't know what to do with them, as I said before, and you it's like, you're just in survival mode. It's like somebody in autopilot, all right? And that is not what Spirit wants for you. And that is not what your soul wants for you. You're meant to do so much more. And by doing this, this is increasing your connection to Spirit. You've got so much abundance and potential that, it's really important for you to project it and to use it. Use it for your own good, for your own benefit, and you'll start to own. Okay, this is to do with security as well. Really important for you. See if we can get any other written messages from this intuitive life coaching deck. So, Spirit, please can you give me more information on what people in group 1 need to release and why they need to release this? Okay, so what you need to release. Power struggle. You may be involved in a power struggle between 2 or more people. Yeah, I think this is like you're kind of shying away from any power struggle, any potential conflicts. This is like, what it's telling me is that you're shying away from taking a risk. Yes, somebody might criticize you, somebody might not really like what you do, or might not be interested in what you do, but that doesn't really matter. That is just an opinion. What's most important is that you are doing something that you love, and there are people out there, there's a lot of people out there, they will love what you love as well, and they'll be really interested in what you're doing, and they will want to join in with you, and partake in it as well. All right. Yeah, so that's what it's telling me. What it's saying is that you're shying away from a power struggle. It's a potential conflict. It's like you're thinking of all the negative possibilities that could happen if you go out there and you face all these different elements or different people in the world, instead of just going out there and just being like the fool, basically. And then for why you need to release this, we have limiting beliefs. This situation calls for reprogramming your belief system. Yeah, what did I just say? Your limiting beliefs is that you are coming to conflict. People won't like what you do. It will overpower you. You won't have what it takes to actually, stand up to the competition and to prosper. Okay, it's like you're not believing you're good enough, and that's what your limits. It is like a limiting belief, but it is a limiting belief, and what it's doing, it's so strong that it's stopping you from prospering, basically. Okay, wow, that's really powerful. So what I'd like to know now, I'm going to ask the tarot again. I'd like to know, please, Spirit, how can people release this? People in group 1, how can they release this thing here, these limiting beliefs, this kind of fear of going out there and facing the world? How can they What can they do to release it, please? And also, I'd like to know what the benefits are for them of doing it. Okay. So how group 1 can release it and the benefits of this. Okay, so we have the world. What they're telling me you're ready. You don't need to actually hesitate. There's nothing that you need to prepare for. You're ready to go out there. You're ready to go out there and face whatever it is you need to face, because you are good enough. You are good enough to compete in the world. So you've got something really, really valuable to provide. So yeah, they're just saying go out and do it, basically. Or at least get into that sort of mindset where you're believing that you're able to go out and do it. So it's like what they're saying to me is, if it's too much to go out and do it completely, you can take, little steps as well. But at least what they're telling me is to start the ball rolling, start doing them steps towards exposing yourself to all the wonders of the world. And how will this benefit you? Yeah, it's going to release you. Remember, I don't do reversals, okay? I try not to. But it will release you from all this sort of pent-up energy, this grief, this kind of regret that you've got, that you haven't done. Because of fear, you haven't actually achieved what you're meant to achieve, that you've got so much potential, but you haven't used it. So it's going to release you from that, okay? I'm going to get some more clarifiers for this as well. So please, Spirit, please can you clarify the world and the 5 of Cups card, please, as to how people in group 1 can release this fear of competing and going out there and the benefits of that. The 5 of Cups, please. Okay, so to clarify the world, we have the Queen of Cups. And to clarify the 5 of Cups, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so how are you meant to do it? What do we need to do? This is to do with really, the Queen of Cups is to do with connecting to your feelings, connecting to your heart, really connecting to what it is that makes you happy. What makes your heart happy? It's not just what you think you should be doing in your mind, the everyday things. It's time for you now. Start connecting, look deeply, really, really deeply into yourself. Meditate possibly on what it is that you love to do. All right, that's what they want you to do. And this is part of the process. Remember I talked about them small steps as well, which are not small steps, they're actually massive steps, but you might think they're small steps, but them small steps build up to huge steps, okay? So yeah, really, really look deeply, really connect to your feelings, take time out for yourself, all right, and connect to yourself and who you are and what you love doing. This will help you to project the true full potential that you have out into the world. And yeah, the benefits are, as you can see with the 9 of Pentacles, this is somebody who is completely, you've released all this kind of closed energy. As you can see, we have this cloak of the 5 of Cups. He's got his head nearly inside the cloak. He's so, he's closed off from the world, all that regret. And this is like completely opening up. This person here in the 9 of Pentacles, she is completely independent. She's worked hard. She's accumulated all these pentacles. She's enjoying her surroundings. She's in her garden. She's enjoying nature. She's totally connected to the earth. She's totally abundant. She's totally happy. She's totally healthy. All right. Yeah, this is a lovely card. And all this golden energy as well. All right. And she's achieved what she wants, and she's enjoyed doing it, and she's just enjoying life basically, and that is the benefits for you. I'm going to get some oracles now. So again, I'm going to use this Black Moon Astrology deck just to clarify these. Okay, so we have Uranus Genius. Yeah, this to me is like it's like that aha moment which totally transforms everything. It's like, you know, by really looking deep into yourself, you're actually finding out new things about yourself as well. And this is giving you that kind of genius, that spark of, it's like that spark of intuition. It's like, oh yeah, that's really what I want to do, and I'm going to go for that. You'll suddenly get that from all that, all that kind of introspective work. You'll get that spark of genius. And then the benefits for you, we have a Grand Cross Provoker. So yeah, what it's telling me is this, this thing that you need to release is actually been causing a major blockage for you, because Grand Cross is about major blockages. So this is why it is so important for you to release it. It's caused such a major blockage that it's causing grief and regret for you. All right. But what they're telling me, when you do this, what I'm seeing as well, this, I'm getting a sense that this color here, this red, it will get more and more intense, and you'll actually break through this. You break through this barrier. That's what this is telling me. And then to clarify, I get a bit more information from these cards. Again, the Intuitive Life Coach. So how can people in group 1, how can they release this, and how will it benefit them? How can they release this fear, this limiting belief about themselves, and how will this benefit them, please? And actually, Grand Provoker, this is also, I'm getting a sense that you're facing up to your fears. You know, this has caused a big barrier for you. You're facing up to your fears, and the payout is basically that Nine of Pentacles, that independent energy. So, that one, and this one. Okay, so how are you to release it? That's interesting. Past life connections. You are currently healing past life wounds. Okay, it could be for some of you, but generally I don't think it's pertaining wholly to past lives. I think we're talking about things in the past. Things, because you're going deep into yourself, you're getting more clarity, you're getting that genius about yourself. You're actually healing old emotional wounds. These could be things that could have happened in your childhood. If you're older, it could be that your early adult life. There could be a point where someone said, you know, but you're not good enough, you can't do this, you can't do that. Could be a parent figure, it could be your peers, people at school, people at college, people in the workplace, people that have made you feel small, basically. People that have made you feel that you are meant to be struggling and on the peripheries, all right? So it's actually pinpointing that. This is actually, what they're telling me is that you're going into your past. You need to explore the triggers and why it is that you are in this kind of energy in order for you to come out of it, basically, and realize that you have such abundance and such power and energy and creative abilities to bring out. So the benefits of this are entrepreneur. Wow. Be on the lookout for exciting business opportunities to unfold. So yes, it could be, you know, it could be starting your own business. But I think it's kind of to do with that independent entrepreneurial energy. You're no longer afraid. An entrepreneur, in the true sense, is, you know, they go out there, they take the challenges because they want their business to thrive. They want to do the best that they can. This is what will happen. You will start to tap into this energy, your true entrepreneurial energy. It's like a kind of leadership energy in terms of you are in charge of yourself and your own destiny. This to me is like you have unlimited potential if you really, really work on what is causing this fear, so that you can release it. Okay, this is what will happen for you. And just see if you can get any practical advice on how to, if there's anything practical that you can do. This is from the self-care deck. Beauty ritual. Okay. Yeah, it could mean literally beauty ritual, okay? But what I think it is I think when I talked about really finding out, opening up your heart, really focusing on what it is you enjoy, I think this is what this is pertaining to. It's like pampering yourself, but not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, doing things that you enjoy. Because the more the more time out you do that you devote to pleasure, what makes you happy, the more inspiration you get and the more confidence you get as well. The more excited you are to actually get up in the morning and face whatever it is you have to face. But it's just making life more beautiful for yourself, and that's what they're telling me, is to really look deep into yourself, look for the triggers, but also enjoy life as well. Look at the beauty in things, really look after yourself, really pamper yourself as well. That's really, really important. So lovely, very interesting reading, group 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button. Please feel free to leave any comments. I welcome any feedback. Please feel free to subscribe as well. Again, thank you very much and hope to see you again. Goodbye. Hello people in group 2 and welcome to your reading. This reading will be about what you need to release and why you need to release it. And you chose the lovely Auralite crystal for this reading. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so Spirit, group 2, please can you tell me information about them? Especially, what is it that they need to release? And why do they need to release this, please? What do they need to release? And why do they need to release it? Group 2, please. What they need to release and why they need to release this. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands and we have the Strength card. So instantly what I'm getting for this is it's like you have a goal that you, or some sort of ambition or something like that, that you haven't been putting into reality. It's like an idea, and what they're telling me is you need to release it out, release it into the world. It's like when someone makes a wish, and it's like kind of it's like someone who makes a wish but they don't really believe that they're going to get it. But what they're telling me is that you really do need to believe. Now it's time to release it. You need to do something about it. You actually need to focus. You need to start focusing and really hit your target. It's like instantly, when we're saying release, I'm getting the image of you getting your goal in kind of like in the bow and arrow, all right? You're putting it back and then you are releasing it out into the world. It's like the energy, it's very energetic. This has to do with fire. It's very energetic. It's like the kind of energy rather than the doing aspect of it. It's like they want you to release all your drive, all your determination, all your focus. And I think what they're wanting to do, yes, it's like you're planning goals, but now you need to execute how you're going to do them. All right. And the reason why you need to do this is because this is sort of demonstrating to you that you are a strong person and you are not someone who has ideas, has goals, but doesn't actually put them into reality. You are strong. You have a strength about you. You're able to see things through till the end. Okay, see things through completely to fruition, basically. All right, it's like you're getting the non-physical into the physical. So I'm going to get some clarity on these cards, please, Spirit. So for people in group 2, what do they need to release and why do they need to release this, please? Okay. So to clarify the Ace of Wands, we have the Ten of Wands. Okay. And to clarify the strength card, we have the Magician. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So what you need to release is, it's like pent up energy. You've got so many things that you want to do, but for some reason you've got all these plans, but you're not putting them out. And what's happening is you've got so many things that you're balancing because you're not projecting out. You've got so many ideas, so many things, so many passions, and because you're not doing it, it's actually starting to become a weight that you are carrying. Okay, and this is what is going to lead to burnout. This is what I'm seeing here. What they're telling you to do is, it's like pick the one that you really want to do and just push it out there. Start, making the plans and focusing, and then things will start to feel a lot lighter. And also, not only lighter, you will get stronger. And the reason for doing this, not only will you get stronger, but it's like because you've got this Magician here. And so this Magician is about completely manifesting. It's like putting what you want in your mind, what is just a thought, you actually put it into the 3D, you're putting it into reality. And this is what the Magician is wonderful at. He's like an instant manifester. So what they're telling me is, they want you to manifest what it is you want. They want you to be a manifester, set the goal and hit the target. That is what you need to release. All your plans, all your goals, and release them into reality. And they want you to be really, really focused about it, because you have the ability to do that. You are a really, really strong person. You can do that, and you have that Magician in you. This is like you have that mental focus as well. This is why they need you to do it. They want you to be more mentally focused, in charge of yourself. Remember, we have the 1 here, which is leadership energy as well. As opposed to the High Priestess, who's more kind of receptive. He is like, he's a magician. He can get all the information from the cosmos, from the divine, from the other realms, from the non-physical, from his mind. He is to do with Mercury as well, very, very strongly. He can get all that information and he can instantly put it into the 3D because he works with all the elements. If you can see on his table, he's got the cup, which is the element of water. He has the pentacle, the element of earth, as a sword, which is air or thoughts. And he also has the wand here, which is the element of fire. So he can use all these elements, all the elements at his disposal. He can use them and direct anything and create anything he wants, which is why it's really, really important for you to do this. You need to release all this energy, and they want you to be really, really focused in what you are doing. Okay, so I'm going to get some oracles to explain this. And I think we're talking energetically. So what I'm going to do, I am going to use this colour deck. I'm feeling I need to use this colour deck. Okay, what do people in group 2 need to release? What do they need to release, please, Spirit? And why do they need to release this, please? Okay. Wow. So yeah, for what you need to release is burgundy, awaken your passion. So we have this deep, deep red. Okay. This is fine. It's very intense. It's red. But if you're not releasing it, as I said before, it becomes a weight and it becomes burnout. So you actually need to release this passion. You need to awaken it and drive it forward. As you see with the 8 of Wands, drive it forward into the world. And why do you need to release this passion? Why do you need to release your goals? It's because we have brilliance. Discover your sparkle. Look at that. This is like discovering who you are. We have 2 major arcanas as well. And they're really, really quite, this is really assertive major arcanas as well. This is really about doing energy, really putting yourself out there. You've got the 8. And again, I forgot to say actually, we've got the number 8 here and the number 8 here as well. This is about working, about setting goals and achieving what you want. Wow, and this 10 is the end of a cycle here. So it's the end of you carrying all these weights, or all these goals, all this passion. You need to release it because you are able to direct it towards what you want. And, this is what you are. You are sparkling, basically. You have a brilliance about you. it's like what it's telling me is like by doing this, you're kind of cleaning up your aura, and you will become brighter to other people and to yourself. There'll be an energy about you, a brilliance about you as well. All right, wow. And we also have the power here, the power of this waterfall, the power of the energy of water as well. Beautiful. Okay, let's have a little look. I'm going to use this astrology card, I think. It's astrology, Black Moon astrology deck. So Spirit, can I have information please about what people in group 2 need to release and why? Okay, what do you need to release? Water element sensing. Wow, okay. Now that is really, really interesting. So water is like sensing, it's to do with the receptive energy. So what they're telling me is, it's like, as I said, with a magician, he can use all the elements at his disposal and he can use them. So what they're telling me is kind of like use your intuition as well, because your intuition, the magician uses his intuition, he uses his thoughts as well in order to project what he wants out into the world and make it real, okay? So what it's saying is, yeah, when you plan goals, when you drive towards your target, also do it using your intuition. Okay, that's really, really important as well. Okay, not just blindly going for things just for the sake of achieving them. What it's saying is really align with your intuition. It's like knowing, it's like having a sense of the right time to do something. When is it right to project? When is it right to kind of step back and assess the situation? There is a right time, so they really want you to awaken your senses. Okay, really get in tune with that of when to release your goals, when to hit the target, when to take action, basically. Remember, this fire card is all about doing, all right? Doing, but with intuition as well. And then why do you need to do it? Why do you need to release this? Gemini, I think. Okay, yeah, we are talking about mental clarity, but it's also the ability to you can put your mind to many different things, and that's what it's telling me. You have the ability to do that. You're able to set loads of goals, put your mind to different things, use your intuition, but like the magician, you can put your mind to different things, and he's like multitasking as well. You were able to, as I said here, you can sparkle, and you can really project out your thoughts, and then you can make them reality as well. Okay, lovely. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'd like to know now, please, Spirit, what can people in group 2 do? How can they release all this energy, all this passion, all these goals, all this drive? How can they release it? And what are the benefits to them of doing it, please? Kind of the benefits are already quite plain to see as well. So how can they do it, and what are the benefits for them? Okay, so how can they do it? So this is 9 of Cups, which is to do with emotional fulfillment. Now, I'm seeing all these goals are stacked up here, but this isn't, as I said before, this is not just about you just trying to achieve things for the sake of achieving and showing that you can do it. It's actually, this 9 of Cups, this is wish fulfillment, but as this cups, it's water. It's about the feeling of total fulfillment, gratitude, joy, everything that's attached to what you've achieved, the feeling that's really, really important that's attached to it, that feeling of self-satisfaction. So to me, it's like, this is really the law of attraction. This is the power of your mind. Even when you haven't achieved it, when you're setting these goals, what they're telling me is like, you're meant to know, like this 9 of Cups, person 9 of Cups, know you've achieved it already before it's even materialized. Because if you know it, and then what's happened is you've already allowed it. All these cups will start lining up. you have already achieved it, and it will actually materialize in the 3D as well, really, really easily, if you get into this kind of mindset, or this the mindset of the magician, and also of the person who already has achieved it as well. And then the benefits are, wow, the star, lovely. So this is like new opportunities will come your way. You will have a direct, because you work on, I see this as you're working on the law of attraction, and you have a connection to the universe and what the universe has to offer for you. It's like you are tapped into the energy stream. So what will happen is you will be much more open to spiritual downloads, whether this be, you know, clairaudiently, clairvoyantly, any of the clairs basically, but you will be receiving information, whether you are aware of it or not. But this information will actually lead to abundance for you, and it's like to regrowth as well. As you can see, she's got this water here, and she's replenishing the earth as well. Okay, yeah, this is like complete creativity. This is like complete achievement, but you're doing it from a really, really high level. So it's like you are, as well as being physically happy and fulfilled, you are emotionally and you are spiritually happy as well. Wow. Okay, that's lovely. And again, this is to do with the energy of Aquarius, the star card. So again, Aquarius is like really, really futuristic. It's really, really open-minded. It's really, really expansion. There's a lot of expansion as well. Again, as we see with the Gemini card as well, really, really expansive energy. Things will expand out for you, but not just in the physical plane, but on the non-physical as well. You'll be connected to all levels. And I'm going to get some clarifiers for this. So Spirit, please can you clarify the Nine of Cups and the Star card, please? For how can people release their goals, their drive, their passion, their focus, and why will it benefit them, please? For the Nine of Cups and the Star, please, for people in group 2. Okay, so to clarify the Nine of Cups, we have the Ace of Wands, all right? And to clarify the Star card, we have the Page of Pentacles. This is wonderful, group 2. So the Ace of Wands, this is like, to me, this is like a spark. This is like the spark of life, the spark of an idea. This is like the spark of creation, okay? This is how you do it. Because you were tuned in. You were tuned in so much to that law of attraction, the law of abundance, the law, you know, fulfillment as well. You are tapped into the universe. So what you need to do is really to, it's like believing, even when you're feeling tired, believing that you are constantly being recharged of new ideas. It's like believing you are constantly being reborn, that you are constantly feeling renewed. And everything is from the beginning as well. Remember, this is an Ace card. This is like the birth of life, the birth of fire, of creation. So it's really, really tapping into that energy. And then the benefit, yeah, Page of Pentacles. So we have, this is the studious, very intellectual page in Earth. And again, there's a lot of mental energy here as well. He's very, very intellectual. He's very philosophical. So again, this is about expansion, and this is showing you a way forward. Because you were getting all these downloads from Spirit, by opening yourself up to this abundant energy where you can really, really drive your goals into reality. It's like you've got all this knowledge, it's really expansive, and you've got a way forward, basically. So it's really, really beneficial. Okay, so let's use the colour deck again. So how can people in group 2 release this, and the benefits of doing so, please? Oh no, wow. White, lighten up. Okay, I'm looking at the color and it's interesting. This is like somebody striking. I'm looking at the energy more than saying lighten up. It's not, yeah, it can be to do with joy, but I think it's about lighting up your aura. Remember I said here as well about your aura is starting to be kind of refreshed, to be renewed. It is sparkling. What it's like you're cleaning your aura, basically. It's like you're making space for good things, good downloads and everything to come through. All right, it's clearing out all the clutter, all the negative energy as well. And this is like somebody has struck a match. This is like a dark night sky and somebody has struck a match. This is like, if you lighten up your aura, you will get these new ideas, this new inspiration. Everything will be clear and everything will be bright and everything will be just really, really clear to you, basically. All right. It's like this is very, very crown chakra as well. If I'm looking at the whites here, you're like really, really opening up your headspace as well. And the benefits of this are lilac, strengthen your faith. Yes. So this is very, this is very third eye crown as well. Really the higher chakras. Yeah, you have faith in the unseen. You have faith in the law of abundance. You have faith that you are getting downloads from spirit. Because what's happening is these downloads are manifesting. You have the magician, you have the power of the magician. These downloads from spirit, you have complete faith that you are able to manifest them physically as well. Okay, really, really important. So, let's get a bit of astrology about this. Okay, Virgo, I analyze. Okay. And then we have part of fortune increase. Lovely. That's lovely. So yeah, Virgo, I analyze. This is how to do it. Yeah, what it is telling me is that, again, this is to do with the power of the mind. This has been really focused and really analytical, really working out. As I said before, with the water element sensing, you're using your intuition combined with your logical thought as well to really pinpoint which goals are ready to release, which, you pinpoint and you're analysing when is it good to step back and watch things come to fruition and when do you need to take action. So you're really analysing the process as well as allowing and totally believing as well. So it's like a mixture of energies as well, but really, really positive. And the benefits, well, what can I say? Part of fortune increase. Yeah. So this is increased abundance. This is increased fulfillment. And when I talk about abundance, yes, financially, but also physically, in all levels. It could be health. We're talking about abundance, money, comforts, but also emotionally, you'll feel fulfilled. You'll feel that you're doing what you're meant to do. You're in charge of yourself, and you'll have that spiritual abundance as well. That's lovely. So any practical tips as well? So how can people in group 2, how can they tap into that kind of that law of attraction, that ability as well to be like the magician, to analyze how they're kind of projecting their goals out into the world? How can they tap into that, please, in order to release their goals, whatever's restricting them? Energy work, yes. Yeah, so definitely, this is about, remember what I said, it's about really, really clearing up your aura. Remember we said about sparkling, clearing the headspace, making everything really crystal clear. So I would sort of do visualizations and imagining. One way of doing it is to visualize a white light. As we see here, we have the crown chakra here. We have all the chakras basically. And I would visualize, what I would do is visualize a white light coming through your crown as kind of clearing up all these chakras, because all our chakras, they do get clogged, they get dim at times, and they become out of balance. So what they want you to do is just clear them, really, really work on making them bright, making them clear, crystal clear. Because when you're balanced, things aren't just in the headspace, you can actually turn them into reality as well. You're really connecting yourself. It's grounding. It's grounding all that wonderful kind of downloads that you're getting as well. This is very, very much the crown and third eye. You're grounding them downloads so you can actually go out there and achieve what you want. This is very, very energetic work. You know, if you find it difficult to visualize white light, you could do anything. You could just ask. You could just say a mantra. You know, for example, please, Spirit, please can you energize my aura? Please can you allow your white light or your clearing, your crystal light to flood through my body to clear all my chakras. That's another way of doing it. These are just examples. You could use sound work, you could use energy healing, you know, in terms of sound, singing bowls, anything like that. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, what you do, as long as you're focusing, as long as you're determined and focusing on clearing up your aura, clearing up your chakras. Okay, you're creating balance, and that's going to tune you in much more to the energy of attracting and allowing what you want and materializing it on the earth plane. So that's a lovely positive reading, group 2. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you liked it, please hit the like button. Please feel free to also subscribe and leave a comment as well. I welcome any comments, any feedback as well. So thank you very much and goodbye. Hello people in group 3 and welcome to your reading. You chose the lovely Aquamarine crystal and your reading is about what you need to release and why. Okay, so let us begin. So I'm going to ask now, please, Spirit, can you give me information about group 3, please? Especially, what is it that people in group 3 need to release? And why do they need to release this? Why is it so important for people in group 3 to release this, please? So what do group 3 need to release and why? Okay, so to start off, we've got the King of Swords. And then we have the High Priestess. Okay. So instantly, when I was sort of shuffling the cards then, I was getting a sort of image of like a lot of darkness and sun trying to break through. It's like you're needing clarity of thought. But what they want you to do is not just clarity of thought, they want you to release. It's like something that's focused solely on the mind. They want you to go beyond that. They want your mind to be so clear, but from the perspective that you are also combining your intuition with it, and this will make your mind more clear, if you know what I mean. It's like your truth will be increased. You are speaking your truth from a much deeper level, and it will make you much clearer, give you much more clarity. So King of Swords, yes, is very, very direct, very clear. But I'm kind of seeing it as a need for you to not to be too logical. I think they want you to release that need to be too focused in the mind solely at the expense of your other areas of perception. So, for example, so they want you to release your need to be logical at the expense of your intuition, your extrasensory perception. Okay, and the reason for that, obviously, we have the High Priestess. It would be really beneficial to you if you release this sole focus in the mind. You will get a much more deeper perspective. The High Priestess, this is all about secrets. It's kind of what is behind the veil. We see a lot of water. We have a body of water behind her. We have a curtain behind her. She's holding the Torah. It's like a book of secrets as well. She's very, very connected to the moon, to that divine feminine energy. It's all about, and this is balance as well. We've got the darkest and the lights. It's like she holds all the secrets to that. So that you need to get out of the mind more and to be more sort of in tune with your other senses. So, for example, your feelings, your emotions, your passions, your heart space as well. Okay, and By doing that, this will strengthen your psychic abilities as well, because you're actually opening yourself up, you're opening your headspace. You're not just focused in the mind. Okay, I'm going to get some clarifiers for this. So Spirit, please can I have clarifiers for the King of Swords and the High Priestess as to what people in group 3 need to release and why. So this one and that one. So to clarify the King of Swords, we have the 2 of Cups. And to clarify the High Priestess, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so instantly, I'm just thinking, like with the group 2, the Auralites was kind of featured heavily in the reading. It was to do with the aura. This is very much to do with your heart space. This is you connecting to spirit through your heart. As we have here with the 2 of Cups. And Aquamarine, the crystal Aquamarine is also heavily associated with the heart chakra as well. So what they want you to do is release that soul preoccupation with the mind, because it's really important for you to connect to spirit and to connect to others around you through your heart chakra. Okay. So yeah, this is like the counter to it. This is, you can have the King of Swords. It's really, really good to be clear and to be focused and to know your own mind and to be logical. But what they're saying is mix it with the heart as well. All right, that's really, really important. This cannot be at the expense of the heart, because this heart will connect you on a deeper level to other people around you, whether that be family, friends, work colleagues, the world energies around you, but it will also connect you to spirit and your psychic abilities as well. And also, we have here the 3 of Pentacles. These are basically your guides. This is your spirit guides. So what they're telling me is that there's probably some blockage between you and your spirit guides. And this is what the darkness I was seeing when I was sort of shuffling your cards, all that darkness I was seeing. It's it's like they're trying to break through. They are the sun that they're trying to break through. Your guides have information to tell you, and you're blocking yourself off from that because you're totally focused on the logical mind. What they're saying now is open up through the heart space. And the reason for doing that is that you will gain a much more deeper psychic insight using your other, as I said before, your other abilities. And this will connect you to your guides. This will also connect you to your guides, your spirit guides, your soul family as well. It will connect you to your higher self, connect you to your spiritual body as well. And all these sorts of things. You will be connected to these other entities and these higher otherworldly aspects of yourself. That's really important. So what I'm going to do now, get this Black Moon astrology deck, just to give a bit of clarity, or not clarity, but maybe a different angle, or to reinforce the information here. So what do people in group 3 need to release, and why do they need to release this? Scorpio, I transform. Yeah, so Scorpio is to do with the Scorpio is the element of water. Okay, it's a water sign, Scorpio. But what they're saying is it's very, very transformational. They want you to transform from just being solely focused on the mind to also embodying the heart as well, your feelings. And why is it so important? Venus love. Beautiful. This will actually connect you to your feminine side, your intuitive energy, but also your creative energy as well, which is to do with feminine energy as well. It's the energy of birthing, creative ideas, things like that. It's sort of love of the world around you. it's seeing the beauty in things, and that's why it's really, really important for you to get out of that headspace. It's good to be in a headspace, as I said, but not completely at the expense of your heart. This is why it is so important. You'll get a much more deeper insight, and you'll see the beauty in things as well. Let's have a little look. I'm going to use this deck, this lovely Hidden Worlds deck. Beautiful deck with beautiful imagery as well. So Spirit, please can I have more information, please, for what do people in Group 3 need to release and why, please? Okay, and why? So, what you need to release, we have the Green Man, Rising, Energy Surge, Fertility. Remember what I said about birthing creative ideas? We have fertility here, and we have Scorpio, Transform as well. So this is where you're going to get your energy from. It's like you're more connected with the earth. You're more grounded. You're not just in the headspace. You're connected with the earth. You're connected with nature as well, because you've opened up that heart space. And the reason you need to do this is water spirit, emotions, memory, life force. So yeah, highly, highly psychic. They really want you to develop your psychic abilities, your intuition. Okay. And again, we have nature here. We have the water spirit, and you can see all these flowers, these lilies, everything around. Okay, and this is really, really, really heart-based. This is to do with beauty as well. Beautiful. So I'm going to ask now, please, Spirit, please can you tell me what can people in Group 3 do to release this preoccupation with the mind, and how can they do that, and what would be the benefits to them of doing that, please? Okay. So, how they can do it, Page of Pentacles. And the benefits, well, yeah, this is like creative. You have the number 3, and we have joyous energy, and also this is very feminine energy as well. This is tapping into your creative abilities. That would be the benefit of it. What you need to do, I will get clarity for this. We have the Page of Pentacles. This, to me, I'm getting a sense that they want you to be like a student. It's also, this Page of Pentacles, he is a student of the occult. So what they're telling me is, yes, learn everything about yourself, and learn about things that you haven't really looked at before. So, for example, learn about spirit guides, learn about spirit, learn about channeling. There's loads of sources on the information on that. Possibly learn about working with crystals, incense, candles, all these sorts of things. There's so many things that you can learn about. So what they're telling me to do is really to increase your knowledge of spiritual things like that, of the metaphysical, I should say. Increase your knowledge of the metaphysical. That's how you do it. That's how you release this preoccupation with just a logical mind. You're opening up all your senses. And yeah, just expand your knowledge, basically. And then, yeah, as I said here, this will lead to complete joy and creativity. So I'm going to get some clarity now, please. Can I have some clarification for the Page of Pentacles and for the 3 of Cups, please, Spirit? How and the benefits. Okay. So we have 7 of Swords, and we have the King of Wands. Okay. Yeah, this is like, it's like give me a little warning. They said, yeah, this is very intellectual. This is intellectual pursuits, but not to get carried away with the intellectual part of it. So it just becomes like a mind thing. What it's saying is still please open up your heart, use your heart as well. But this is about expanding your knowledge. So it could be about actually expanding your knowledge of to chakras. You might not be clued up on the chakras. If you are, then just get more information or look at another aspect of metaphysics. But yeah, possibly look into your chakra, into how to open up the heart chakra so it doesn't go back to just focusing on the mind, because the danger with that is that you go back and repeat the same old patterns of just focusing on the mind at the expense of the heart. And yeah, the benefits are this will kind of awaken your passion and the fire in you, because you're not just using the mind, you're coming from the heart. This is awakening passion, controlled fire. You will feel much more powerful and much more joyous, much more driven, much more energetic as well. A lot of benefits there. So some astrological energy, please, for how Group 3 can do this and the benefits, please. Capricorn, I use. Yeah, what I said, use all the tools at your disposal. Work with the elements. Be like a student of the occult. You use different, as I said, you can use the 4 elements: water, fire, earth, air. Use whatever methods and whatever information is there. Remember, information is 3-dimensional. Capricorn is 3-dimensional. It's things you can use, things you can see. So really, really clear yourself up on that. And then for the benefits, we have Aries, I am. Okay. So I think this will give you more of a sense of your identity, because you've opened up your psychic, metaphysical, spiritual perception as well. You actually brought yourself out of the mind space. It's like you've got a more complete, whole sense of who you are and what you're meant to do on Earth. This is really birthing in you a strong, strong identity. This is like rebirth, actually. Well, it is rebirth because we've got Scorpio transform. This is so important for you that you need to transform. You have the energy of transformation, and then you're rebirthing a new you. Remember, Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. It's like the baby in the zodiac, or the fool in the tarot as well. This is something new, something fresh. And look at this color red. This is beautiful. With the red of the cloaks in the 3 of Cups and of the King of Wands as well. Yeah, wow. So by actually being more open, going into your feminine energy, the water perceptiveness, receptiveness, you're actually awakening a fire in you, and a rebirth as well. Let's have a little look. So, what else? Hidden worlds again. And what's interesting as well, what they're telling me is that you're actually using all the elements. You've got the air, you've got the mind with swords, you've got the earth with pentacles, okay? You've got water, obviously, with High Priestess, water spirit, Scorpio, and this will culminate in fire, which is doing. You're able to start doing that doing energy, as we see with the King of Cups and Aries I am. So please, Spirit, any more information, please, from this lovely Hidden Worlds deck for people in Group 3, please, on how to release this preoccupation with the mind and the benefits of that, please. It's like by doing this, by releasing this mind focus, you're actually awakening. It's like passions you never knew you had, or an identity you never knew you had as well. Or you might have been aware of it, but it was so deep down, so buried underneath all the logical mind that it's like something you've forgotten, but you're reawakening it. So we have light dancer, illumination, the radiant self, shining soul. Yes, look at that. Yeah, it's like, as I said before, you're more connected spiritually, you're more connected to your spirit guides, your soul, all elements of your soul. It's all bringing it together. your aura is more illuminated as well. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And it's almost like this pentacle that the Page of Pentacles is holding. It's like it's glowing, it's lighting up. Yes, the Page of Pentacles is Earth, but what he's studying is very, very spiritual as well. So it's like a connection there. It's like you're grounding all that information. And then the benefits, we have the seer, future prospects, decisions to make, seeking guidance. Yeah, it's like you're at the beginning, but also I'm looking at this here, the seer. You've increased your psychic abilities. You're able to see. It's like a clairvoyance energy. You're able to see into your future. You're able to see what needs to be done. Your senses are basically heightened. Okay, you're not just coming from the mind. That's wonderful. And just one last little card, please, Spirit. Anything practical? You probably had it already, but anything more practical that people in group 3 can do, please, to release this King of Swords, just focusing on the mind, to embody all of the other senses, please, all the other elements. What practical thing can they do? Watch a movie. Oh, wasn't expecting that. What I'm getting from here, this watching a movie, remember I talked about clairvoyance, opening up other sight as well. I think that what they're telling me is kind of to work possibly on your third eye, and things will get clearer to you. You might get moving images, you might get certain things that you think, oh, is it my imagination or am I getting messages? Possibly, I think your imagination will actually expand as well through doing this, and it will be like watching a movie sometimes in your in your mind as well, because you've expanded all your creative abilities. And obviously making a movie is a very, very creative pursuit, and to make it, you have to tap into your creative power. It's like channeling as well. Creativity is very, very close. Well, it's aligned really with channeling the imagination as well. And also, what they're practically saying is, please watch a movie. It could be read something, just do something different, or just do enjoyable things that give you inspirations. As again, this will help to open up your heart chakra, because you're doing things that you love, not just things that you think you have to do. So this is really opening things up, basically. So this is lovely. Yeah, that's lovely. So thank you very much, group 3. Please hit the like button if you like the reading. Please leave a comment as well. Please feel free to subscribe, and I will hope to see you again. Goodbye. Hello people in group 4, and welcome to your reading, which is about what you need to release and why. And you chose a lovely spirit quartz crystal for this reading. So let us begin. Okay, Spirit, please can you give me information about group 4, please? Especially, what is it that group 4 needs to release, please? What do people in group 4 need to release, and why do they need to release this, please? Okay, so what do they need to release, and why? We have the Six of Wands, followed by the Hermit. Okay. What I'm getting a sense of group 4 is that some of you are not, it's like you're not seeing deeply into something. It's like you're seeing things, in some part of your life, you might be seeing things from quite a superficial level. It's like, yeah, things are going really well, but there's something you need to do that will increase your deep insight or something. It's like in some areas you're sort of skimming over things. It's like you're very good at carrying out actions, okay, and doing things and getting your goals achieved. That's just what I'm getting from this. But for some reason, the thought or the depth of thought sometimes, or the insight isn't behind it. It's like as soon as you've done one thing, you're going on to the next thing. You're very, very, very confident. That's what I'm getting from this. You are very, very confident. But it's not, I won't use the word arrogance, but what I'm going to say is that you might be so confident in some areas that you're not taking time to look at things from a deeper perspective. It's like you're missing out. So this is the reason why you're missing out on another angle or a deeper way of looking at things, and because of that, you're not seeing something. You're not gaining something from the experience or from the situation that you could have had if you'd have balanced it with that kind of hermit, sort of Virgo analytical energy. All right. Okay, I'm going to get more clarity on this. This is a funny one to have, actually. Very, very positive what you have here, Group 4, in terms of you are able to get your goals. To me, it looks like you are very kind of respected, you're well known, you're confident, you're bold, but I think you just need to sort of like take a step back sometimes and have a little look at what is going on underneath the surface. Okay, so clarity please, Spirit, for the Six of Wands and the Hermit card, please. So what do people in Group 4 need to release, and why do they need to do this? Wheel of Fortune, okay, and we have the World card. All right. I see somebody here that is going around in circles. Yeah, they're setting goals. It's like people in Group 4, a lot of you are setting your goals, you're achieving them, and then you're moving on to the next goal really, really quickly. And what's happening is it's like you're on the Wheel of Fortune, going in the right direction, but you're not on it fully because you're going so quick. You're getting everything achieved. You're not seeing something deeper. The reason being, if you look more deeply into things, if you take a step back sometimes and just analyze rather than doing, if you take a step back, analyze, have a bit of time out, have some reflection, actually reflect on what you're doing and the decisions you're making, what will happen is that will expand you out to the world in a much more fuller way. Remember, we have the major arcana, the world. It's the last of the major arcana. So this is to do with self-actualization. So yeah, you've got recognition. You've still got the recognition, but also this is self-actualization. You're feeling the fulfillment with it. This is that complete achievement. Okay, you might be really close to that, but there's a trick that you're missing because you're not exercising enough analytical, reflective energy. Okay, and that is fundamental. You need to release this kind of just focusing solely on doing and getting the recognition. You need to release that and focusing solely on that and balance it. What they're telling me is you should balance it with reflective, the sort of calmer, reflective, thoughtful energy. And what that will do, that will change your destiny. And that will drive you towards where you're meant to be going. Okay, it's like you're fulfilling your soul purpose. All right, by doing that. I'm going to get some oracle cards now. So I'm going to use this one, I think. Let's have a little look. So, Spirit, please can I have some information for people in Group 4 about what they need to release and why they need to release this, please. So we have positive life changes. Positive life changes are ahead if you choose to trust in the process. And kind of with trusting, what you're doing is you're letting go. You don't have to be feeling that you're riding the horse all the time and that you need to be driving forwards all the time. There's instances where you can just let it go. And by letting go, it's like with the law of attraction. When you have a wish, you put it out there. If you don't let it go, you're still attached to it too much, it won't come back to you. It's like you're disrupting the flow of energy. And this has to do with trusting, okay? The hermit here is trusting. He's very, very still. He knows, he's got the insight. He knows that everything he wishes will come to fruition in its own time, okay? But it's saying not to rush it, not to force it. Otherwise, you won't get the full experience. The full positivity of it. And again, this Wheel of Fortune, yeah, you can battle and try and force things, but it's like a mixture of your fate, your destiny. But obviously, there's free will, a lot of free will involved. But you have to sort of allow divine timing as well. That's what it's saying to me. With this reflective, sort of introspective energy. There needs to be a balance. This is what it's saying to me. Why you should do this, why you should release this is restlessness. Find a way to calm the waters of your mind. Yeah, restlessness. Feeling you have to be doing something all the time, achieving. Yeah, that's good, but you need to balance it. Resting. Having time to rest, taking time out, and by doing that, you'll open up your perception, a much wider perception, and your focus and your attaining your goals will have much more behind it. You'll have much more awareness. You'll be much more informed when you make decisions about things and when you take actions. That's what it's telling me. So we're going to get some astrological energy about this now. So Spirit. Again, what do people in group 4 need to release and why, please? Okay. So 11th house friends. That's interesting. Okay, hope you can see that card. And then we have the reason being North Node, life's purpose. Now, I think you're a very social person. I will get a tarot card to clarify this. But obviously, this is quite a social scene. It's like you're kind of the center of attention. Okay, but it's like what Spirit is saying is that you have a destiny, you have a purpose to fulfill, which requires you to have a bit of time away from friends, just not all the time, but a bit of time away to actually discover yourself, to find yourself, which is what the Hermit does. You don't necessarily, he can be very, very sociable, but there's times when he needs to kind of go into himself, to learn more about himself, to learn more about himself and his purpose as well. And this is what you need to do in order to get towards this complete fulfillment, complete self-actualization. So yeah, what it's telling me is that you're very, very sociable and you're used to achieving things, doing things, being involved, which is brilliant. You've been involved with the world around you, but just to take a little bit of time out from that and not for your life, not to be based solely on that. Because if it is, you might lose a bit of yourself, of your identity, what you're here to achieve as well, which is what this Wheel of Fortune is about. Okay, they really don't need to lose sight of your purpose here. Okay, And again, yes, this is your North Node, is your life's purpose, all right? So it'd be really interesting, actually, if you were to look at your own birth chart, and it'll actually give you information. It can give you like an astrological sign to tell you what sign is in your North Node, and to read about it as well, and what house your North Node is in. There's loads of websites where you can just type in Google in birth chart and it gives you information instantly. And it really, really helps if you know the time of your birth as well as the place of birth as well, and the date, obviously. So yeah, I think that's really, might be really worth you looking into if you believe, if you believe in astrology and all that kind of thing. But even if you don't, this is still about your life purpose, your soul purpose as well. So what I want to know now, please, spirits, I would like to know, how can people in group 4 release this, please? And what are the benefits for them of doing that? So how and the benefits. So how we have, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. We have the 5 of Pentacles. And then the benefits are the King of Pentacles. So yeah, this is like, you're feeling much more grounded, you're feeling much more centered as well. And obviously you can see he's very abundant and in control. He's not feeling the need to drive forward all the time because it's much more balanced. You're much more connected with the earth energy. You have much more knowledge, much more experience. This is about gaining experience. Because if you're just doing without reflection, you're not gaining that experience, which is what the King of Pentacles has. Experience of the earth and how to work with the energies of the earth as well, which is really, really important. Now, I'm getting a sense of there's some sort of fear here. Is that you're scared of like, it's like you're scared of like dropping the baton at times to reflect. But if you do that, you'll actually, what you see here, this 5 of Pentacles is very bleak. Obviously to look at, it's number 5, and 5 in numerology is to do with challenges. You will feel like a challenge to you. But what we have here, if you look, we have this golden pentacles, this golden light, which is emanating from this window in the church. And this is like, to me, it's like your spirit or spirit is calling to you. There's something in here that's wonderful that you're not seeing. Okay. So I'm going to get clarity for these. I'm going to use these cards, this other deck this time. This Avatar deck, the Low Scarabeo deck. I think I pronounced that wrong. Right, I think. Okay. So Spirit, more clarity please for the 5 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Actually, both cards to do with the elements of Earth. So we are talking something really, really practical here. Okay. So, how to do it and the benefits. What's interesting as well, before I flip these over, what you've got, how to do it. This is like both ends of the spectrum. You've got total poverty, or the thought of poverty, that poverty consciousness, and you have complete abundance with the King of Pentacles as well, and that's the benefits as well. So 5 of, remember I said there was a challenge, all right? So it might involve you, it might feel quite difficult, but I'm getting a sense here, just looking at this, what just came to me is that you might have some sort of, not inner demons, but there's things that you might have to face up about yourself. This could be to do with your shadow self, which everybody has, you all have it. But I think for some of you, you might be choosing, because if you look at this man on the horse, he's kind of ignoring everything else but all the kind of the accolades and, what you can do next, basically. He's in the glory, but he's not taking that deeper look that the hermit is. So yeah, what you will find is you might find some things that you don't particularly like, but it is essential that you do this work. So I'm really getting a sense of possibly some dark night of the soul energy, some sort of work with your shadow self. This is what I'm really feeling from this group 4. And the benefits of this, wow, this is brilliant. You have complete emotional and physical abundance, right? So this is health. This to me is emotional health, because you're feeling victorious now, but it's that niggling feeling that you're just scratching the surface. There's stuff underneath, and you're just waiting for it one day to erupt and to topple everything down. And what Spirit is saying to me, now is the time. It is part of your destiny. You need to have more time for reflection. You need to really work on the shadow. And by doing that, you will feel much more aware, much more emotionally fulfilled, much happier. Remember, this is about joy as well. You bring in a deeper kind of joy, which is attached to feeling. And remember, the 3 also is creation. You're actually in a much more creative state as well, in terms of creating new ideas, all that kind of thing, which will lead to complete abundance on earth. Okay, right, so I'm going to get some more cards here. So Spirit, how can people in group 4 release this, and what are the benefits of them doing it, please? What it's telling me, I'm looking at this card here, restlessness, and it's like you're restless, you're feeling restless, but you don't know why, because you haven't given yourself the time to actually look at it, what it is that's niggling you. And this is what they're telling you to do, which will feel really, really challenging at the time, but you have to look at the bigger picture. You will get a much more deeper sense of fulfillment. You'll be much more happier on a much deeper level. So what you need to do is earth shifts. You are very connected to Mother Earth, and as such you experience all that she does. Yeah, remember what I said about the King of Pentacles? He's really connected to the earth energy. He knows how it works. He knows the ways of the earth. He's like an expert. And this is you like grounding yourself. Being on this horse all the time, you aren't sort of metaphorically, you're not grounded enough. It's like finding yourself and how you connect with the earth. Yeah, it will feel difficult. It will feel like a big shift. And when you get big earth shifts, for example, earthquakes, it's obviously difficult. It's tumultuous. But after that, things will start to repair. Things will start to regrow, as we see here with the King of Pentacles, all that foliage around him. So yeah, earth shifts. And also, this actually looks like an earthquake. If you look, the earth is actually split here as well. Okay. So yeah, it's going to feel quite tumultuous, a bit difficult, but the payout is really, really worth it. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do this. And the benefits are rejoicing. Wow, you couldn't get better than that. You've learned how to make the most out of life. You've got a much more enriched sense as well. And you're probably looking at this, you'll actually be more financially abundant as well. And you won't have to make so much effort as well, because you feel much more connected to earth, and you'd be like an expert, like the King of Pentacles. You know how to work with the earth energies, and because you know yourself much better, basically. Okay, how to do it, and the benefits. Okay. So we have Aries, I am. Yeah, this is about being strong, being courageous, and facing. It's like facing the shadow parts of yourself. It's like by getting through that, it will feel tumultuous, as I said, but yeah, it's demanding that you're really, really strong and courageous with this. And 12th house escape. Yeah, this is really getting it in. The 12th house is about endings, beginnings. It's also a very spiritual card as well. Remember, you had spirit quartz for your crystal. So you're getting a much more deeper insight about yourself. The 12th house is really, really, really psychic, spiritual house as well. Okay. It's like, remember I talked about your destiny, your soul purpose. You will feel much more aligned and much more connected to your soul purpose as well. And it will feel wonderful because you will be rejoicing. So Spirit, what practical thing can people in group 4 do to release this kind of preoccupation with doing and doing and doing, and really be much more reflective and much more aligned with their soul purpose? What can they do? Make a vision board. Okay. This to me is sort of like, it's kind of like clairvoyance. It's like opening up your kind of your second sight. This is increasing your awareness, and it's like planning goals. I'm getting a sense of planning goals, planning your desires, planning what you want to do in a much more kind of analytical way. And again, like another reason, you are focusing really, you're focusing on that law of attraction, which is the opposite to the Five of Pentacles energy. Because with this sort of Six of Wands, if you're trying to achieve and achieve and achieve, you maybe not having time, because you're doing all the time, all that fire energy, you're doing and doing and doing. It's like you're not giving yourself a chance really to actually work out what the other things that you like to do. You might be missing out on a lot of things. And by creating a vision board, you can put whatever you like on that vision board. There can be a multitude of things that you can put on it, connected with Earth and connected what you want to do. And by looking at it every day, you are kind of aligning your energies with the energy of the thing that you want. So for example, if it's that big house in the country, you're aligning yourself with the energy, and you will naturally have thoughts, positive thoughts, and do positive actions that will lead to that. It could be a dream job, it could be anything like that, or a dream partner, a person, whatever. Okay, so that's lovely. Thank you very much for listening, group 4. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Very, very interesting, involved reading actually. If you like the video, please hit the like button. I welcome any comments as well below. And please feel free to subscribe. And thank you, and hope to see you again. Goodbye.